Good morning, people. Shift your mindset with a new episode inspired by the animals we have on our property. Because I was sitting outside with a cappuccino this morning talking to my friend Chris, and I noticed the two donkeys were approaching us while I was sitting outside. The donkeys come twice a day, and what I like about the animals, we have chicken, we have cats, we have a tortoise, we have donkeys, and the animals here on this property don't have a hidden agenda. They're pure. You know what you have, you know what they want. When the cat is coming at 4 p.m, I know he's coming for his food. So I take out the food outside, put it in his bowl, and he and the other cat are eating the food. In the morning at 6 o'clock, same ritual. If I see the donkeys coming, they want some fresh food, or they want to drink something or whatever. But it's always clear, whatever you have, if you have a dog, if you have a cat or a donkey, there's always pure love from that animal, and they know what they want, and you know also what they want. It's always clear. And that's something I had to learn when I left the JW religion. I'm also a straight shooter right now. People know what I have to say, people know what I want. I'm always making it clear. There's no hidden agenda. I'm not into contradictions anymore. Because that's why I was so fed up with religion. It's about the contradictions within religion. There's no equality in whatever segment of life. There's no compassion, there's no empathy. All the things they preach, there is none of it. In individual level, yes, but not as an organization. So I'm not into a hidden agenda anymore. To get what you want without being a straight shooter. Fake things to get what you want. So for me, a hidden agenda inside the JW religion comes to obedience and control. That are the main components of the hidden agenda. Because if we see the JWs outside of the organization, the congregation, on YouTube there's a video about David Nam, I believe. He is in court for a political system, for a worldly political system, and he says, no, we don't shun. You can still be in contact with your family, blah, 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 blah. Reality check, the contradiction of that, is we shun the hell out of people. We make people's life miserable, from the people who are still inside who want to talk to their son or daughter, but also from the son or daughter who left the organization. So the hidden agenda is obedience and control. And what I don't like is you say one thing and you do the other thing. You do the opposite of what you're saying. So they want to keep the government, the worldly government, happy. They don't want the heat on them. They don't want the government to investigate something or whatever, and they just twist the words in their advantage. And that's what I saw from little boy on into an adult life. I saw the hidden agenda of the Jehovah Witnesses. They want to portray to the outside that they are a loving, peaceful community, who just follow direction of God, but it goes deeper than that. Because what's the hidden agenda about the donations? Give what you want. If nobody gives money, Jehovah can make money from the street breaks or whatever. But, and then you have that example of that widow who put a little penny in it, and Jehovah is so happy with her and stuff like that. And Caleb's ice cream money, Jehovah is so happy with that. Just give what you want. But the reality, the hidden agenda of them is all about donations. Because with the donations, you can extend your control and your obedience over the organization. You also can measure the obedience level of your publishers. Because when it's voluntarily to give money, why are there in every video, on every meeting almost, they're emphasizing donations? Why do you see in the letter of elders that the congregation has to give the branch a summary of what that congregation can give per publisher? In the United States, it's set about $10 per person. So if you have 100 people, it's 1,000 a month coming in. And the governing body just have to make a list of all the congregations, count all the money from the congregations, and they know what money every month, certainly, without a doubt, is coming in. Where are there everywhere donation boxes? Why do you see in the broadcast everything? They keep on coming back to donations, donations, donations. So the hidden agenda of the Watchtower organization is getting those donations in, instead of just leave it for the people. And they say, oh, like the Catholic Church, we don't have people who walk around with a bag and you put money in it. No, you're even smarter, because you're always giving people the guilt that they're not giving enough. And that's the way you buy control and obedience in an organization. It's a very smart move. They're milking out every publisher to give more. Even the not educated ones with a good job or whatever. So that's the donation part. Then it's always about the Bible and the advice from God. Jesus always referred to his Father when he was on earth. Jesus always referred to qualifications, to qualities of a person. He always spoke about love and like that. Now, the hidden agenda is the governing body says, the governing body decided that, the governing body this, the governing body that. The hidden agenda is not about speaking about Jesus or his Father or whatever, the scriptures. No, it's all about what the governing body is saying. So they're teaching us they are not inspired by God. And if you go to the political system again, Jeffrey Jackson said it's presumptuous to say that we are the only channel on this earth what God is using. In the Australia Royal Commission. Reality, we are the only channel God uses. We are the faithful and discreet slave. The hidden agenda is they want the power. Also, the hidden agenda is they care about people. But the hidden agenda of caring about people is only making the numbers, ticking the boxes. Because we all experienced it in life. And you experience it in life when you are at your worst, when you are in a bad state. If you're getting sick, you're getting in a hospital, or even when you're lying dead in a ditch, they don't notice you. We all caring about each other, we're loving and we are tight family, blah blah blah. But see for yourself, when you are not visiting maybe some meetings, or you get something after that, you get in a hospital, or you need care at home or whatever. Only the ones who are favorite people in the congregation get maybe some help. But other peoples are all alone. I saw during COVID how many people were sitting at home all alone without even a visit or someone who brings some groceries or just paid attention to someone, made a phone call, be really interested in. If they visit you and you are laying half dead in your bed, had a surgery or whatever, they are there to comfort you, but always the topic of the conversation goes to, we miss you at the meeting hall, you have to attend the Zoom meeting. We encourage you to be on the Zoom meeting because Jehovah wants you to be spiritual, strong and stuff like that, but they only want to keep the numbers. I know a accounting elder who was responsible for the visiting numbers in the congregation. He was counting, I was counting, and he always counted 5 to 10 people more, and he put it on a piece of paper. And later on, I noticed that there was an elder meeting and the circuit overseer said, if it numbers drops under this number, then maybe we have to add another congregation to your congregation, because the attendance numbers are too low. But they didn't want to add another congregation to it. They wanted to keep it small, they wanted to keep it in control. So they just free wheeling with the numbers, they just add some numbers to it, or they add some numbers to the ministry card. Now it's not necessary anymore, but just to make it look good. And they do it also with the people they attend. They attended to tick the boxes, and they all, if you get someone who is visiting you, they always go to come to the meeting, come to the hall, come into the ministry, because they don't care about your health or your mental health or your physical health. No, they want you inside that organization, because outside of that organization they don't control you. So it's about obedience and control again. It's also with the shepherding visits, there's always a hidden agenda. And they come to comfort you, but there's always an agenda that they want you to return to the meetings or whatever. We care about people, that's why we go into ministry. I was learned to help people find paradise, to have a hope on paradise on earth. We care about people. If you care about people, and this is one of my favorite ones, the most cringy, awkward things in the Jehovah Witnesses is that I walk with a brother in ministry service and he's telling me, that house, Sven, I'm gonna live in that house after Armageddon. That's such a nice spot in nature. It's a big house, and look at the plot, look at the garden, it's magnificent, the tree line. Oh yeah, I see a bunny hopping into the garden, and oh, my wife and we gonna live in this house after Armageddon, because this is the perfect spot on paradise earth. But there's someone else living in that house, and you want that person to die because you want to live in this house after Armageddon is... You survived Armageddon? Who's gonna say you survived Armageddon when you talk like that? But I think we all had this 1 or 2 or 3 encounters with stupid JWs who were pointing to a house they're gonna live in after Armageddon. And yeah, the person who lives there is gonna die. Ha ha ha, and then it's my house. The hidden agenda is they want something that doesn't belong to them. People throw it at the JWs, you protect pedophiles. No, we don't protect pedophiles. How can you say that, son? Deuteronomy 19:15. No single witness may convict any error or any sin that he may commit. With this scriptural base, they protect pedophiles. Because can you name a pedophile who is inviting other people to watch when he's sexually abusing a child? No, it's all done in secret. Also in Deuteronomy, yes, Deuteronomy 22:25, on the top of my head. Forgive me if it's the wrong one. A woman is raped in an open field, goes into town to the elders at the gate, I believe. That's the normal position in that day. And she confessed what he did to her, and he's stoned to death. So the hidden agenda is they want to protect people. One of the people who introduced the 2-witness rule was later on accused of being involved with minor stuff. We leave it at that. So for that scripture, for the 2-witness rules, I also can name a scripture, Deuteronomy 22:25, where there was no witness of the rape in the open field, and that man was sentenced to death. So why don't you take people seriously if they are coming forward after years of shame and pain and being fear for their lives because that person has a good position in the congregation? But let us be honest. If you watch now the news in the United States or wherever, it's always an elder with sexual abuse cases. It's always a ministerial servant. But they are protecting those people because of the liability, and it's gonna cost them dearly. So we rather punish one individual than crumbling down a structure we put in place as governing body here on earth. So it's just one life in war against thousands of other lives. So we sacrifice that one. Jesus said, if one sheep is lost, I'm gonna find it, and you leave the 99 behind. Watchtower, hidden agenda is, we talk the other way. We protect what's ours, and that one is on his own. The hidden agenda about you have free will. The reality is, the contradiction is, you have no free will, because they will say how you have to behave within marriage, what you dress, what you speak about, what you do. There are so many rules. There is no free will in any of that, because every little aspect in life is drawn out for you and to follow it. So free will only free will exists, but free will doesn't exist at all. We are warm, loving. There's a bug here. We are warm, loving people. Yes, we're warm, loving people. But in the reality, I always saw there are little groups in a congregation, and there are groups you don't have access to. What I saw firsthand is that the rich people in the congregation didn't mingle with the poor people. They were just, nothing to them. It's already a big thing for them to breathe the same air with you in the congregation. They have their own little club of people where they hang out with after meetings, where they do nice stuff with. And it's not you. If you're not rich, or you have not a certain surname, or you don't dress like them, or whatever, they don't gonna mingle with you. You have to be, some people are on their own. You're an outcast. You don't belong there. And that's the same thing with the hidden agenda of being equal. The hidden agenda is there you are not equal, because there's a circuit overseer, there's a district overseer, there's an elder, there's a ministerial servant. There is a lot of favoritism in the organization. Nobody's equal, because you have to have a certain surname to get a rank. You have to have a certain amount of money donated to whatever. You have to suck up to the circuit overseer, to give him some gifts and stuff like that, and then he's arranging that you get good talks on the conventions, or that you get some duties on the conventions, like head of security or head of baptism or whatever. That good name is not about brother A, B, C or X. No, it has to do with how much you donate, how much you suck up to certain people. Are you a favorite of someone inside? It's all about obedience and control. And the people who they control the most, who are the most silent types, who look the other way, they don't rat out on other people, they get the highest positions. There's also a hidden agenda in people giving advice. I noticed when I was at JW, I noticed a certain pattern. And some elders are always giving certain type of advice. We always had one brother who was giving talks, marking talks, or advice for the congregation on sex. Always on sex, on adultery, on sexual immorality, stuff like that. And he was also very specific in his talks. And normally they don't go into the specifics, but he was specific about things and stuff like that. 2 years later, he was disfellowshipped for cheating on his wife, sleeping with someone else's wife, and stuff like that. So I noticed that they're giving you advice, but the hidden agenda is always to cover up their own conscience. Because when someone is giving you advice, my friend Chris said he was late at the congregation and he just take a seat, and it was next to another sister. And there was somebody watching him all the time over his shoulder what he was doing there. And afterwards he gets the advice or the counsel. Maybe that woman next to you, that sister, is uncomfortable with you because you were sitting next to her. And for me, that pattern I see a lot. Their own filthy thinking, they project it on you. That's the hidden agenda. They always make it your problem. you know, you see it wrong, or we give you counsel about that's not smart move for you to do. Or when I was driving in ministry with a sister next to me, oh Sven, that's not good, because if someone in the congregation sees you, they can think weird things. I don't know. I'm just going into ministry. What should I say to that sister? Just take your bike and I see you in the territory there and there, that street. No, of course I'm taking someone with the car with me. And if there's no one else in the ministry meeting, just the two of you, you go into a car and whatever. But they project their stupid, filthy thinking on you because they are so frustrated sexually, I suppose, that they are projecting their own lack of integrity on you. And they make it your problem instead of working on your own problems and thoughts and stuff like that. So that's also a weird thing. If someone sins to us, the Bible said, forgive one another freely. That's Jehovah's advice. But the hidden agenda from the governing body is, we're gonna investigate you. We're gonna play Inspector Gadget. We're gonna stake out for your house, and we're gonna look if someone is over and staying for the night, and we're gonna think in pictures in our head what you're doing, in what position, and how many times, and stuff like that. The hidden agenda is always, they are so caught up in the details about nothing and nonsense, but it's about controlling you and keep you obedient at all times. That's the message. And the last one is the contradiction and also a hidden agenda. The hidden agenda is people don't like the preaching work, but they don't respect, I don't want to say, they don't want us to react in a bad way about card ministry. They don't want people to shout at them on the street. They don't want people to go into debates with them. And I understand it. You just want to stay or stand. You would just want to stand on the corner and you just want to be left alone. And if someone shows interest, you can give them a magazine. But no, you give a card and go to jw.org. That's the only sentence they know in these days. But you want us to respect you on the corner of the street, and that's normal. I don't do crash cart things. I just respect you for standing there. I just want nothing to do with you, so I'll walk on. But I respect that you're standing there. I saw a video on YouTube at a guy who was preaching with a sign about Jesus, how important Jesus is, and Jesus is God, etc. He was somewhere at I think a music festival. And then a woman comes by. Why are you here? He said, I'm here because I want to preach and talk about Jesus. Why? Why? And he said, what? Why? Why? He said, do you believe in Jesus? I'm a Jehovah Witness. And my mouth fell open. Because you're in your free time listening to music somewhere at a festival or something. You come out, you see someone with a sign, just like you guys are doing, and harassing all of the people over the world with standing next to your card. Whatever situation is happening, you're standing there. If there's a funeral, you're gonna stand there with your watchtower about death and paradise. If someone... So he is doing the exact same thing as you guys are doing. He's standing with a sign, and he just wants interaction with people who read the sign and who are interested. and you go up to him and say, why are you here? So for you it's normal to stand there, but if someone else is standing somewhere, you're gonna question him why he is standing there or what he's doing there? Come on, people, what's wrong with you guys? You are so caught up in the obedience and the control of your puppet masters, pulling the strings, and you just say, oh, I need to jump. How high, Brother Jackson? You're just following things. So people, stop with the hidden agenda. Or no, don't stop with it. See that there is a hidden agenda. See that you are being taken advantage of just to donate money, just to be a regular attendee so they can tick a box, so the numbers add up. Because it's all about the numbers of attendance, the numbers on the bank account, the numbers of, oh, the circuit overseer is coming. The report has to be good, otherwise we're going to be investigated. And we as body of elders get in trouble. Oh yeah, we visited sister, she's nowhere. Okay, we visited sister, never at the congregation. Okay, just to tick all the boxes, so it on paper it has to look good. That is the hidden agenda of the JW religion. And the hidden agenda of the governing body is just obedience, control, and a constant flow of money coming in, that they can create asset management companies, that they can buy real estate, that they can whatever they want to do. So people, watch out, see through a hidden agenda and see the contradictions from what people are saying, what people are doing. I like to see a person who speaks, I'm gonna do this, and also does it. That's a straight shooter. You know what someone like that is worth. It's gold, because you know what you can how do you say it? You know somebody's worth, and that you can depend on what someone is saying. It's very important that you can depend on someone. And that's the hard truth I had to learn, because if you are a little bit out of course, you can't depend on anybody anymore in the religion. And now, outside of the religion, I can call my neighbor. He's here in 2 minutes to help me to fix the roof. If you call a JW, oh no, but I have work and ministry and I have to visit sister, blah, blah, blah. There always are excuses. So pop that bubble around you as a JW. Learn how to distinguish the people who are speaking one thing but doing the other thing. Be careful for them and make up your own mind, and start with your critical thinking skills. Improve them, please, because that's the only way you can see through this. Thank you for this video, people. See each other at the next episode.